my code first, I guess, just because I'll just go in order here. So it says create a program that has a non-void method with parameters. So that's this right here. Non-void method with parameters. Okay. Now this is not a good use of commenting, but it's just because commenting is supposed to explain what the actual method is doing, but this is just part of the learning, so that's why I'm putting a comment in there. Really, it should say like what the method does. The method adds up A and B, like that's what it should say. But that's okay. So non-void method, and then it says one int parameter and one double parameter. That's what these are right here, and parameters are the inputs of the function. So there's an int parameter and a double parameter, so that's that there. And then it says return values that are used in the main method. So yeah, so non-void, which means there has to be a return. I made it return a double. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to add up A and B here, and then it's going to return this as a double. So it's going to spit this out. Once this sum method is run, it's going to spit out whatever A plus B is as a double. Okay, so that's that part there. Returning the main method. So the return values, the values of A plus B, whatever it is, are used in the main method and has math operations involved. That's this right here. Okay, there's an assignment operator here. It's setting it equal to double X, and then we're doing the sum of it. Now, if you notice, I did create an object here. Okay, there are no constructors, so you can just use the default constructor essentially here. You don't have to make this object like object based. You can do a static if you really wanted. So if I did this here, like so, I wouldn't even need this line. It's going to yell at me about the W, and then you wouldn't need that either. Okay, because there's no you don't really need an object on here, but it is good. Ben kind of gave me the idea yesterday, just because he did it. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to do it too, just because it's good to review how to create an object. Okay, so this creates a W object. That's what that did right there. Okay, and if you notice, I use the object method. This is one of the methods that you can use on the object, the sum here, because it's not. Well, now you can't because I did that, but now you can because I got rid of the static. But again, you don't need the object there. So if you are not understanding why there's an object, there is no reason for it. It's just because it's good practice. It's going to do the sum of 1 and 3.2. So then right as soon as it reads this code, it jumps back up here. I mean, it really doesn't do that because it's a bunch of ones and zeros, but let's just imagine it's doing that. A is going to be 1, and this B right here is going to be 3.2. If I change this to say, let's just change this to 1.9, it's going to throw an error. And if you put the mouse over this, for BlueJ anyway, it says, possible lossy conversion from double to int. Lossy means you lost something. So in this case, you would have lost the 0.9. So it's incompatible type. It needs to be an integer. Long story short. Let's just check 1.0 to see what happens. Same thing. I was just like tinkering with stuff. So then what it's going to do is going to add those up. So your A now is 1 and your B is 3.2. It's going to add them up and then spit them out. So it adds it up, spits out the return, and it spits it out here, wherever the last method was run, and throws it into double X. Okay, so now X is equal to 4.2. And then I just did another mathematical operation for some reason. I just added 4.7, just a random number to it, set that equal to Y, and then I printed Y to the screen.